Welcome everyone, and thank you for taking time to take part in our very first online Connect session. I am Ronelle Mayu, Technical Manager, Systems and Design from the SAVC, and I joined the SAVC in 2013, and I was fortunate to be part of the initial process of developing the new database. Our main goal is to provide excellent service. Therefore, we are constantly trying to improve our systems by developing new functionality. One of our next projects will be the electronic voting component for the new council election in 2022. With these How to Online Connect sessions, we aim to address challenges you might experience, and we will answer questions you might have. We will alternate between how-to sessions and discussing relevant issues. And with this online platform, registries across the country can participate. Today, I'm going to explain everything about CPD. And seeing that over 1,000 people registered for this webinar, it's clear that there is a need for more information. It is important that all veterinary and paraveterinary professionals keep up with CPD, not just because Council is telling you to do so, but because knowledge empowers you to provide services in line with the latest technology. As a regulatory body, Council needs to ensure that you are practicing within the rules of your professions, which include keeping up to date with CPD. But to get to your CPD, you first need to access the Registry portal, and you need an account in the Registry portal to update your contact details, ensuring that you receive important communication from Council, to view your structured CPD points, upload unstructured CPD points, to download invoices and statements, and to make online payments. And from this year, it will be compulsory to do an annual declaration. If you know anyone who's not registered on the Registry portal, please ask them to register as soon as possible. The main challenge for registering or requesting a password change in the Registry portal is when we don't have your latest cell phone number on the database, and this means that you will not receive your verification token via SMS. When you experience problems, send your latest contact details and your ID or passport number to the registration section. To assist members who have not registered on the portal, the administration registered on their behalf during 2019 and informed them by email how to request a password change. Therefore, if you did not register yourself, you did not receive an email, and the system doesn't allow you to register, please contact us to update your contact details. This tutorial will show you how to register. Go to Register. Add your council registration number, your ID or passport number, your chosen username, password, your captcha code, and register. Add your confirmation code and confirm. You're now registered. Log in and use the same username and password as you used before. Now that you can access the CPD menu, if you are an authorized person or a student, you will notice that you do not have a cycle because you do not have to do CPD. Authorized persons are only authorized for 2 years, and CPD cycles are in 3-year periods. Also note that your first cycle will only become available on 1 April the following year if you are registered after 1 April of a year. Attendance of CPD events outside of cycles cannot be loaded. For instance, if you attended your first event before your first cycle started, you will not be able to load these points. You can download the CPD Points allocation document, which explains how many points are awarded for activities and for which activities you can receive points. You will have 2 columns in your current cycle, one for structured points and one for unstructured points. You will receive structured CPD points for attending veterinary congresses, events, online courses, webinars, and such. You can also download the CPD Points allocation document to check these allocations. Providers will upload your CPD points when you attended their events, which were accredited via the online CPD provider portal since October 2019. You do not need a certificate when providers upload CPD points from their side. Before you attend a CPD event though, find out whether the provider will upload these points for you, or if it is still an event which were accredited before the new electronic system came into place, then they would still have to provide proof of attendance for you. Please note that your CPD points table will not reflect previously manually accredited events points, and points will only become available over time and as and when you attend these accredited events via the electronic platform. If you notice that your points haven't been uploaded, follow up with the providers. Points for individual accreditation is also included under structured points in the structured column. This will be for conferences attended abroad, local events with 5 people or less, and presenting. This is a new functionality, and we only just started with this electronic process at the beginning of September of this year. The process is basically the same as before. You can still submit your applications to Lenora Erasmus with the proof of attendance. The difference is that you will now submit these applications via the electronic platform for accreditation, and once accredited, the administration will upload your points for you. For all previous manual individual applications, you will still have to keep your certificates. Unstructured points are for reading, attending non-veterinary related courses, non-assessed practice, training and instruction, and veterinary discussions between colleagues. Consult the CPD points allocation document to see how many points are allocated for which activities. You can upload your own unstructured points, but you can only edit the Open Cycles unstructured points. Let's show you how to upload these points. To add your own unstructured points, go to the CPD menu. This is where you can download the CPD points allocation document. Go to Add Unstructured Points, add the description, the date, and the points, and save. You can go back to Update, or Delete. All previous cycles will display at the bottom of the page. You will notice that there's a details link but without any content because the online accreditation process only started recently. And in future, when your current cycle closes, it will move to the previous cycles at the bottom and your CPD points will display under details. If your cycles aren't displaying correctly, or you applied for deferment because you were medically boarded, you are abroad, a postgraduate student, or unemployed, and as a result your cycle changed, contact the administration to update your cycles. For the veterinary profession, if you were registered before 1 April 2006, then your first cycle started on 1 April 2006. The rest of the cycles commenced or will commence on 1 April after registration. For instance, if you were registered on 2 February 2017, your first cycle would have started on 1 April 2017. Or if you were registered on 5 August 2017, your first cycle would have started on 1 April 2018. The same applies for the paraveterinary professions. The only difference is that they had to comply with the system of CPD points from 1 April 2015. All professionals registered with Council are required to comply with the system of CPD as a prerequisite to retain registration in terms of the Act. Those who are not rendering veterinary services and who do not practice are exempt from CPD requirements, provided that on commencement of practice or the rendering of veterinary services, they must ensure that their CPD points are current and compliant with these regulations. Veterinary professionals are required to accumulate 20 structured and 40 unstructured CPD points within a 3-year cycle, and paraveterinary professionals 15 structured and 35 unstructured CPD points. Paraveterinary professionals received a staggered special dispensation when CPD commenced and currently only have to accumulate 10 structured and 30 unstructured points. It is currently under review and the special dispensation might come to an end on 1 April 2021. As for deferment, if you are unemployed, you still need to keep up with CPD. If you have financial constraints, contact the registrar or acting registrar for deferment of a CPD cycle. You can only apply for deferment once in a cycle, but exceptions can be made for medical or on compassionate grounds. If you complied with the required points for the deferred cycle, then you can request deferment for a new cycle. With deferment, the cycle is extended to 6 years. Both cycles' points then need to be accumulated by the end of the 6-year period. For instance, with vets, 20 and 20 amounts to 40 structured, and 40 and 40 to 80 structured points. For paravets, 10 and 10 amounts to 20 structured, and 30 and 30 to 60 unstructured points. For all manually accredited events, before the electronic CPD accreditation portal came into place in October 2019, please keep all your certificates or proof of attendance. These points cannot be uploaded to your profile, not without an electronic accreditation number and not as a certificate. These points, together with the uploaded points, amount to the total structured points until 2024, when all cycles become aligned with the online process. Keep your CPD up to date, even if you are not randomly selected for a CPD audit. It may also be that you have not complied with CPD requirements during a previous CPD cycle, in which event your name will be added to the list to be audited. Until 2024, when you are randomly selected for an audit, check that your points which were uploaded in the CPD portal and the proof of your attendance you have for events not accredited via the provider portal before October 2019 amounts to the required number. We will not be able to assist you if you do not have copies of those certificates. From 1 April 2024, the administration will be able to draw reports to see who did not comply with CPD requirements. These registries will be contacted and informed. It is compulsory from 2020 to submit your annual declaration, stating that you are compliant to practice as a veterinary or paraveterinary professional. When you've done your annual declaration and downloaded the app, you can view confirmation of registration. This is available after submission of an annual declaration and between 1 April and 31 March annually. Students can start practicing doing an online declaration, although it is not compulsory for them until they graduate. This does not entitle a student to practice until the student has graduated. To clarify, let's view the short tutorial. After 1 April, after verifying that you have done all of this, you can do your annual declaration. Under Annual Declaration, select Add Declaration. In Section A, confirm that you have updated your contact details, that you are up to date with payment of your maintenance fees, and that you have completed the sectors in which you are working. Then pick the one that most describes your registration. When you are fully retired or still studying to become a veterinary or paraveterinary professional, you only need to save and submit. If you permanently reside abroad
and you do not intend to return to South Africa, but you wish to be retained on the register, you do not have to fill out the CPD section. But if you plan to return to the veterinary field in South Africa, you have to fill out the CPD section. The same applies if you do not render veterinary services. If you are a full-time postgraduate student, you have to upload proof of annual enrollment. And once you've obtained the qualification, please submit your proof to Council to ensure that you are regarded as CPD compliant. If you are unemployed and are seeking employment, you have to fill out the CPD section. If you have applied for deferment, please upload your application as proof. Then fill out the section Fitness to Practice and save. You can update until you sign and submit.
The new functionality to download your own invoices and statements recently became available inside the portal. The functionality for students will become available shortly. Students can still contact Nombolelo Vitezo to request their invoices. This is how you can access your invoices and statements. Note that the payment option will not be available when your balance is zero.
To view your invoices and statements, go to Account, download your invoice, and View, or download a statement and View. And to make online payments, click on Pay Now and select an option to pay.
We are looking forward to the next how-to session on everything related to the CPD Provider Portal. The rest of the administration team will join me now to address questions.